you need in order just to kind of, have things, keep things to have you comfortable?
The way they are right now. 4,500.
4,500 a month. Nice. What's your name?
Melissa.
Okay, Melissa. $4,500 a month. I tell you what, let me tack on an extra. You said 45, right? I'm your boss, and I'm rich. So instead of you making 4,500 a month in order to keep you where you need to be, let me tack on a little bit extra. I'll give you 10,000 a month.
I love that.
Okay. All right. Now you heard it, right? She said $10,000 is enough that she would need in order to kind of live right. Can you bring that up, Andy? Okay, let me know because I can move on. $10,000. I can move on? Okay, $10,000. Okay, I'm your boss. $10,000. I'm talking to her, but I'm talking to everybody in this room. So just stick with me. I guarantee you it'll unfold. Trust. If anybody has any blank paper, I want you to write these figures down. And what's your name again?
Melissa.
Melissa. I'm talking to Melissa, but I'm talking to everybody. 10,000. Melissa says if she could make $10,000 a month, she would be comfortable. She'll be able to take care of the things that she needs to take care of. $10,000 a month. That's a pretty good chunk of change, wouldn't you say? Okay. So, I'm your boss, and I'm rich. And I say to you, Melissa, I'm going to give you a car on top of that, and whatever kind of car you want, please don't go easy on me. If you want a Jaguar, if you want a Mercedes-Benz, if you want a Bentley, a Ferrari, whatever, what kind of car would I be able to buy you tax-free? I pay for everything. What would you say?
I would want an Austin Healey.
How much are those?
Those are about $80,000.
Okay, throw $80,000 on there. And I'm gonna give you some rims too, so put another 20,000, so we'll say $100,000. Is that fair?
Best boss ever.
Okay, that's what's up. So we're gonna do $100,000 for Melissa. Okay, so now I'm rich. I wanna get you any house, in any area, in any place that you want. Because I'm gonna buy it, you don't have to spend a dime. You just tell me what you wanna do. If you wanna live in Malibu, looking over the ocean, I can do that. What do you want?
That's exactly where I want to go.
Okay, Malibu is not cheap, let me tell you that. So Melissa wants a house in Malibu. What are we looking at, about 3.5, 2.5 million? Yeah, don't be scared, Melissa, I'm getting this for you. So let's just say 2.5 million, okay? And that's pretty, 2.5. We'll do that. Okay, so since you're such a good employee, let me get ready for this one. Since you're such a good employee, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you on a vacation. Anywhere you wanna go. Sky's the limit, I'm your man. Where you wanna go?
Well, let's see.
Any vacation.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. Anybody ever been to Puerto Rico? How was a trip to Puerto Rico? I'm talking about first class trip.
2,500.
To Puerto Rico? Yeah. First class?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm paying for everything. Yeah, at least 5,000. I'm talking about putting you in the best hotel, all expense paid, flying you first class, giving you spending money, the whole 9 yards for 2 weeks. Exactly, 10,000, easy. When you walk into a place, I don't want you to ask how much. I just want you to say, I want that. So let's go 10,000, okay? Give you a little spending money, so let's give you about another 2 weeks. 5,000, is that fair?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? How much?
15 grand total.
Okay, I like this dude. 15 grand, let's do it. Now let's just add up all the extra stuff that kind of goes with that. With insurance, I'm buying you the car, but I'm giving it to you. You have to pay for insurance, you have to pay for maintenance. You have your house. With that big of a house, you got to pay for different things. Everything that you have to do is probably about an additional, maybe $5,000 or $10,000 just for additional stuff. How much does that come up to?
All the numbers?
All the numbers. I'm paying, I need to know. And don't forget the 2.5 million. What does that come up to? How much? 2.635. 2,000,635. Okay.
10 grand won't cut it, huh?
So, what you say to yourself is that $10,000 is enough for me, but really what you're asking for is $2.6 million. But you tell yourself, oh, 10,000 is just enough for me. And the reason that is because $2.6 million scares the shit out of you. And you say to yourself, I could never be making that. Like, what's the difference between making $10,000 and being worthy of making $2.6 million? There's a lot of people that are making that. And there's no difference. But what we do is we undercut ourselves inside of here, so when you get close to $10,000, guess what? You automatically slow down. Because you've satisfied what you think you're capable of making. It's just like if you start working overtime, when you get enough hours, you'll slow down. Because you got what you're looking for. You're telling me $10,000, but really what you really want is $2.6 million is what you really want. But you convince yourself that $10,000 is enough. And I'm not talking to just her, I'm talking to her, but I'm talking to everybody in here. Some of us don't think that we're worthy of having what we really want. Some of us have dreams that are so big that it scares the shit out of us. And you tell yourself, oh, $10,000 is enough. It's not enough. And who says that you can't want $2.6 million? Who told you that? Where did you grow up in life thinking that that's not available to you? What's the difference between wanting 10,000 and wanting 2.6? There is no difference. There is no difference. There's never been a difference. And the people that's making 2.6, they know that it's not a difference. Some people make 2.6 and they spend that in a month. It's not even a big deal to them because they don't have the same relation to money as you have to money, or I have to money, or I had to money. How many of you people have seen a penny on the ground and stepped over it? Come on now, don't be shy. They're like, that dude is brutal. How many people have stepped over a penny? Well, let me tell you about that. When you tell yourself that I want money, the universe doesn't know the difference between a penny, a dollar, or $1,000 bill. The universe doesn't say, oh, that's a penny, oh, that's 1,000. It doesn't know the difference. When you step over a penny, you're disrespecting the notion of I want money. You say I want money, and then you step over a penny. That's money. The universe just looks at that as just being money. It's money. All of it's money. It doesn't know the difference between a $5 bill or a $10 bill. So when you see a penny on the ground and you pick it up, that solidifies your desire to have money in your life. And when you'll notice that when you pick up that penny, you'll start to see more pennies. And you'll be like, damn, there's pennies in the couch, there's pennies on the ground, there's pennies in this cup holder right here that I throw out. There's pennies everywhere. Because the thing about it is when you tell the universe that this is what I want, it has you to see those things. A person that doesn't really want a job, there's help wanted signs all over the place. I know a guy, there's a help wanted sign and he's leaning up against it like this. Like, man, I need a job. And it's help wanted back there. Because he can't see it because subconsciously it blocks it out. He really doesn't want a job. But the moment that you really want a job, people that really want a job, they go get them. And when you are presented with a job where you're making $675 and you turn that down, guess what? You're disrespecting the universe and you're disrespecting the whole idea of I want a job. When you tell yourself I want a job, it gives you whatever it gives you. When you turn it down, it's like, oops, I made a mistake, I really don't want a job. So what I'm saying to you, Melissa, is be true to yourself about what you really want. You're in this company. This company is designed to make as much money as you could possibly make. You should want to make more money to where they have to create something bigger than executive, presidential. Like recreate the chart. Like what is presidential? How about owning a company like this? What is presidential? When you say that I want to be presidential, what you're saying is, I want to be presidential, I can't be anything greater than that but presidential. If I ask somebody in this room, if you could be one basketball player, anybody in the world, who would you want to be like?
Michael Jordan.
Who said that? Michael Jordan? Okay, get this. When you say that I want to be like Michael Jordan, do you get that you can't be anything better than Michael Jordan? When you become Michael Jordan, there's no other levels to go to. So the answer is I want to be better than Michael Jordan. I want to create some shit that hasn't been created before. When you want to be like Mike, you can't be anything bigger than Mike. That's as high as you can go. You can't go any higher. I want to be like Mike. Okay, well, when you get like Mike, then what do? There's levels higher than Michael Jordan. There's levels higher than Michael Jordan. There's levels higher than presidential. You have to create what that level is. The presidential level is something that somebody else created. Doesn't mean that you can't create something higher than that. If you're in this you're in this business to improve yourself and yeah, to make money, create levels that are higher than presidential. So presidential will be just a level, but there's other things higher than that. So when you reach presidential, it doesn't stop you from saying, oh, I made it. Ruby and all these other levels are just there. They're just stepping stones. You get that, you say thank you, and you keep moving. Okay, Ruby, that's fine. It's a great accomplishment. But I'm trying to get to presidential. That's just a stepping stone. So what I'm trying to say to you guys, and kind of bringing that up, and thank you for being honest. Thank you for sharing that with people. We have to stop putting restrictions on what we can do and what we're capable of doing. When we do that, we base that on something that somebody else has already done. When we want to be Michael Jordan, we base that on something that we know and that we've already seen. But there's things that are higher than that. It always have been. Tell you a quick story. There was a guy in Africa. He started to run the marathon. And